this Burnout tutorial, I'm going to show you how to change the pins inside your brake caliper. And this is something that if you know the caliper is good, but the pins are bad, you can just buy a pin kit and it'll be a lot cheaper. So follow along in this video. I'll show you how to change the pins and the rubber boots that come along with them. If your caliper looks very similar to this Jeep one here, it'll be pretty much the same process. A lot of these pins are very similar in a lot of cars. So like I said, just follow along in the video and I'll show you how to do it. With a normal brake caliper setup, these pins that go in these channels, which this one's still in, I've since taken this one out, but these are supposed to slide. So if you take out the brake pads to do a brake change or something like that, you should be able to push these in and out with your hand. Which you can see, I can't really push that with my finger. So that means that the pin itself is bad or something inside is bad, which at that point you should just get a pin kit and change it. Now, if this caliper doesn't move with the brake fluid, then your whole caliper needs to be changed. A whole caliper will come with new pins. However, if it's just the pins that are bad, then you can easily swap those out. So this is an old rubber boot that I have here. This one is a little corroded. You can see there's some rust around here. And that is one that came off of the Jeep. And then I'm going to be putting on new ones, which I'll show you how to install in a minute. And then the pins, they shouldn't be fully corroded. This is roughly what they should look like on the inside. It should be clean. It shouldn't be super rusted or anything like that. And like I said, they should be able to move by hand. So if you can't push this pin in and out by your fingers on the caliper, then ultimately they need to be changed. So at this point, I still have the caliper hooked up to the brake line system, and you don't want to disconnect that if you don't have to. So what I did is I just zip tied it to one of the coil springs, and what I'm going to do now is just pound out the pin with a hammer and then get this old pin out first. Now you can see here that most of this pin is actually pretty good. You can see the metal is crisp there. However, it gets pretty corroded right here. So that's probably where it was getting stuck, sliding in and out of the caliper itself. So like I said, you don't want the corrosion there. It should be clean metal all the way through, which is what this one here looks like. I'm actually not swapping the pins themselves. I'm just giving new rubber boots and making sure that they're greased inside here. Because you can see that this rubber boot is pretty beat up and it's actually split in a couple places as well. It's not quite as long as this one that is supposed to be on there. So like I said, I'm gonna put this good pin on there, take this rusted pin and put that aside, and then I'll show you the next steps from here. So after you've gotten the pin out, you gotta pull the rest of the rubber out. Now what I would do is take a piece of sandpaper and then actually just sand out the inside of this pinhole right here. It will help with the gliding of the pin and make sure that the rubber doesn't rust up as bad. After these two slots have been sanded, what I would recommend is getting some normal mechanics grease. I would just take a little bit of grease on your finger and then just kind of slap it around inside that hole. So in the future, your pins will continue to slide correctly. So once again, that's just normal mechanics grease. We're actually going to use this on the rubber next as well. After you've put just a little bit of grease inside those pins, next you need to put in the rubber boot, which once again, you want to grease as well. So what I'm going to do is take some mechanics grease. You can see I have a good amount on my brush here. And then you just want to put it right inside the actual rubber boot. Make sure you get the whole cylinder. That will allow for a little bit better sliding for the pin itself. So once again, you want to pretty much grease up the inside of this rubber boot, and then you'll be good to slide it in, which I normally just pinch it and fold it a little bit, and then you should be able to just slide it through. Any kinks in the rubber will sort out once the pin is in. But like I said, that should be installed first. And then what you want to do is take your pins, and you actually don't need to grease these a ton. They should be good to go as is. But at this point, you just want to slide it through, make sure it's in the right spot. The rubber boot will normally sit in these two grooves in the pin. I'm just going to push it in without pushing the rubber boot out, essentially. And like I mentioned before, if you're able to push it in and out, you can see I'm able to push it with one finger down and up. Then that's good to go. That's how the pin should be inside the caliper, is able to move with your hands. So you just have to repeat the process for this one. It's just the same thing. And then when you go to put it in, you probably want to push them all the way out in order to get it into the bracket. If you want to learn how to do that on a 2000 Jeep Cherokee, check out the link I'll put right up in the corner, and you can see how that actually goes on a Cherokee. However, for other cars, it will be a very similar process as well. Like I said, that was a video on how to change the rubber boot and the pins. If you haven't checked out our merchandise, be sure to go look at that as well. It's at burnoutshow.com/store. There's actually super cool stuff up there, so be sure to look at that. Hopefully this helped. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more of this Jeep, check out our channel. There's a ton of videos coming out on this Cherokee, considering how much it breaks down on me. So that's gonna be all for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.